from your new profiles. Why this is so incredible is because so many of us, because we get confused. Amy Schuler's class yesterday to the directors was out of this world, and she said her life needed simplicity. When you fill out a profile and you lift the tissue, gang, it tells you exactly what she needs and what you say when you do people are so, what do I say when I call for a reorder? I'm calling you to keep yourself gorgeous, and you know what? I'm reviewing your profile, and I want you to know that the one thing you needed most is on sale today. Whatever it was that she didn't buy, and you look at the profile when you call her a month later, it's on sale that day. And you remind her, and it's always what's on her profile. And then, gang, what the tissue is, the tissue should have you should punch 3 holes in it. It should go in a little binder, and the tissue should be kept by birthday month. If you keep the tissue paper by birthday month, you will, every month you will have your birthdays, and women need a birthday card with a 15% discount for the month, whatever they want for their month. And then the card stock goes in another binder, and gang, for all my career, I stapled the receipt to the card in that binder, and when you're in need of money, you shake the binder and it will always open to the fattest profile, and that's your Mary Kay lover, and they always order when you call. Do y'all know how to do that? We haven't taught that in a long time, but that's the Mary Kay filing system. And you can go to Office Max, or you can order it online and get 5 or 7 by whatever this is, 5 by 7 notebooks, and you punch 3 holes, you stick them in, the card goes alphabetically, and the tissue goes in a birthday file. And that goes on your kitchen counter. And when you're waiting for supper to finish, while you're waiting for the food to get done, make 2 phone calls out of your profile. And then and then you have to use you have to make colored dots, or put on there when you called, put the date, because sometimes you miss people. And you'll say, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to her since July of 23. This is crazy. She's just as busy as you are. You know, that's what I'm going to get to holiday sales, but I just want to say, you know, so many times what Marianne said this morning, we believe the lies we tell ourselves. One of the biggest lies is, I haven't called her for so long, I feel foolish. Gang, she doesn't remember. We're all in states of dementia. We don't remember. And you were so delightful. The last time you talked to her, you made her feel beautiful, you made her feel important, and you made her laugh, and you gave her a treat. She remembers the conversation. She doesn't remember the date. So if you haven't reviewed your profiles, you haven't called your customers in a while, they don't remember that. And if you really want to do chicken calling, send out a postcard saying you're having a sale, and then you have the right to call her and say, I didn't want to leave you out. Okay? Any time is a good time to call customers. And honestly, I want you to know about customer servicing. I believe that I have 2 gifts. I have gifts of being able to sell the product. I know how to sell the product. And the second thing I have a gift in is customer service. And I believe I taught customer service for 47 years. That's what I tell people in my store. I have a little store now, but that's a whole nother story. But I want you to know that I pride myself on customer service, and people are amazed. You have to really study customer service. And one, customer service is calling people because you said you would. And when you find a new customer, this is a tip. This is an old Mary Kay tip, Judy Quickie taught. When you meet a new customer, you ask her, how often would you like to hear from me? Ask that question. The Avon lady knocked on her door every other week. My mother was an Avon purchaser. I think Delia's mother bought Mary Kay. No, my mother bought Avon, even after I was a national.
No.
Because you know why? Because the Avon lady was a neighbor and was her friend. My mother liked Mrs. Dufty. So, and sometimes I'd sit there and here comes Mrs. Dufty, and I went, oh brother. Anyway, Avon came every 2 weeks. Now, you need to say to your customer, how often would you like to hear from me? Every 2 weeks? Once a month? Every other month? every 3rd month, or once every 6 months? Ask them. And when they tell you what it is, you write that on the profile, and then you have integrity and character to do that. Do what you say you'll do. So she says, I'd like to be called every month. Say, every month I'll call you with what's new, and I'll follow up. And gang, that is a harvest. That is your seeds bringing you harvest. I promise you that. And you have permission because she told you. And then you say, this is your month to call. I'm calling to see what you need to keep yourself gorgeous. What do you need? And then look at her profile. That's why you profile and say, you have it. Your skin really needs that new dynamic wrinkle fill.
DWL.
Because it's hard to say that. Anyway, that's what you need, and you haven't ordered it all. But guess what? Today it's on sale. Today, instead of $58, it's $49.50. Right? It's always on sale. The thing that she didn't get, and Doug out there always. And you know what they say? Well, I can't believe it's amazing. Say, I know it's amazing. And I want you to know that those reorders, Mary Kay used to tell us that an inch of profiles is worth more than an ounce of gold. And today gold's over $2,000, but I believe an inch of profiles is worth $2,000. That was an all, and so we worked to see if we could get Judy, you remember? We worked to see if we could get an inch of profiles. And our careers got so much that we have 7 binders of people, right? I have so many beautiful customers that have already passed to heaven. I mourned every one of them. 40 years, you have customers that, and they stayed with you for all that time, and then you watch that they actually passed. Okay, let me get back to now I'll start my topic. Okay, how do you really profit in this economy in the next 2 months? They say that the average family could go broke over a $400 emergency, like a hot water heater breaking or a set of tires. And very few young families live with cash. And it's becoming a cashless society. But you know what? Cash is still king when it comes to emergencies.
That's right.
And security is cash. And I have a whole class I teach, Mary Kay Banking 101, that all your wholesale dollars, so when you get, I know that's not my topic, but I think it's leaning on my heart. When you get $100 bill on an order, $50 goes into your A account, which is your checking account with a debit card. I know that for young people, they all want to do Venmo and all this stuff, but if you want to listen to really stability, you go to the bank and you get 2 accounts. You have to have an account that's attached to a debit card, and you need a savings account. The $50 of that $100 goes into the first account, along with the sales tax that you collected, and along with the shipping and handling you collected. At the bottom of every receipt, there's a blank square. Put in there $3. I think it should. I always said $2, but I think it should go up to $3. Collect $3 off of every receipt, and be proud. Tell people, Mary Kay shipping and handling is the cheapest in any direct selling business. And if you bought anything from Tupperware or anything else, it's $11. So $3 is the cheapest. So put $3 in there, start collecting $3, and if someone says, oh, I've never had anybody do that before, how they are, then say, you know what, today's your lucky day. I'm going to treat you to that shipping and handling. Cross that out, which makes you look generous. I always, if it's a $100 order, give her free shipping and handling. But collect that shipping and handling. And then any hostess gifts that you gave away at cost, that amount of money has to go in that first account. Because that account will pay for itself. People always say, oh, I just don't have any money for Mary Kay. I always go, well, where did your account A go? Because if you divide your money, another thing is never take money into your house made from Mary Kay. Never let a Mary Kay dollar go into your house. Bank it before you go home. Divide your money into the wholesale plus tax plus hostess credit plus shipping and handling should go into account A. What's left should go into account B. I know you want to spend it, but no, it's not your money yet. Put it in account B, and then take 10% out of account B, and that should be your cash stash. I keep cash stashed in the console of my car. It's my stash. Makes me feel good that I have stash.
I money that's just mine. Doesn't belong to anybody else. Doesn't belong to my husband. Doesn't belong to, it's my cash stash. He's got his too. All husbands have cash stash. If you have a hunter, he's got cash stash. Okay, because I'm going to tell you why. I have a whole class that when you sign your agreement, you do it because you love your family, you want to do great things, you want to do so many things for your husband. I hear girls that say, I want my husband to retire, and they want to have all these dreams. But what happens is the minute you become a Mary Kay consultant, you have cash. Husbands become embezzlers and children become packs of wolves. Because every day, Ma, I need 20. Ma, in my day it was 10s and 20s. Today it's 40, 50. Ma, I got to have $100 before football practice. You know, and I need new cleats, all that stuff. And husbands say, hey, can you float me 100? They used to say 50. Now, can you float me 100? Because they know you had 2 shows this week, or you had some because you come in, you were bragging. Oh my gosh, I had a $400 week. Then the embezzlers and the wolves come. But if the money's not in the house, that's why I say don't keep any money in your money bag before you come into the house. Divide your money as an entrepreneur. I owned a flower business, and every night all the money went in the money bag. I put it in the night deposit. I never took $1 out of my flower business for 5 years. And at my store now, I take no money out of that till comes to me. It is all deposited, and then it's divided, and a bookkeeper tells me how much money I have. So I want you to know, and that's how you keep fiscally fit, and that's how your business thrives, because I never ever thought that I was putting money into wholesale. My wholesale was always there because it was the half of all the working I did. So if I had $1,000 week, $500 was there for an order. I don't understand when people say I don't have the money for an order. If you've got sales, your wholesale has already returned to you, plus the tax, plus the shipping. If you collect the shipping and handling, you $3 per order and you get 10 orders, that's $30. It's going to cover your $14.95. You should never take shipping out of your profits. And then your profit is in the savings account, and you get to pay yourself every Friday out of your savings account, or every 2 weeks, or once a month, however you feel. And for a lot of women, to let that savings account ride and build it to $2,000, you know, they say very few people have a savings account in America. And when a woman has $2,000 in a savings account, she can feel really secure, or $4,000, or $6,000, or $10,000. How secure you feel. And for a lot of families, they got to take that money to live on. But for some women who have another job, that security of that savings account means everything. Okay, holiday sales. So, first thing, I'm really passionate about that. Because I have met so many women in our laters, Judy Quickie too. We meet women, they say, oh, we used to do Mary Kay. Really, when? Oh, 20 years ago. They're really proud to tell you everything they did. And they tell me all that. And then I say, well, why aren't you still Mary Kay? Oh, I just didn't make any money. And I say, well, tell me, did you sell anything? Oh, I had great weeks. Somebody didn't teach you banking 101, because if you bank 101, your business has a life of its own. Mm-hmm. Okay, first thing we teach everybody in Kayla's unit is get yourself a clear tote. They're everywhere. Myers has a whole, but Amazon. This is an Amazon tote. Always get a clear tote. What goes in the clear tote is this is called show and sell. Show and sell. Because I believe the product does sell itself. It is so phenomenal. Okay, in the tote, you want to have a clear tote. You want to have 10 to 15 favorites. And then you stripe. You say to people, you want to see what's new? I've never had a woman ever, when you said you want to see what's new, say, no. They say, yeah, what's new? And by the way, during Christmas, you got to have the elf on the shelf. You know, the elf on the shelf, that's dollar store. Elf on the shelf makes your bag even look cuter. Anyway, and then what you do is you have to have 10 to 15 favorites, and this is what I suggest. You have 5 of your favorite lip glosses, 4 of your favorite. It doesn't have to be all of them, but you pick your favorite. It will be different from your sister, but you always have to have your favorite because you become authentic when you're telling her how beautiful they are, right? Then you have to have your 4 or 5 favorite lipsticks. And then you need the eye pencils and the lip liners. You can have other things in here too, but you want to have the hottest lips, the hottest gloss, and the best pencils. Gang, the pencils that are coming out on November 10th, and I'm going to tell you about this too. Yeah, you better order up. As directors, they got to order these early. Kayla ordered 24 of each of these. Smart girl. I believe she should get 20 more because when they're gone, you're going to be crying. And the more you have, the more you're abundant with them. But there's bronze, there's a lavender purple, and there is a green. It is the most beautiful 3 pencils I've ever seen in Mary Kay. And then there is a tangerine lip liner, and there is a nude. What is this one?
Lilac.
But well, they call it lilac, but it's almost a mauvey brown. Again, you stripe, and so you just stripe it across a woman's wrist. You use the glosses, the lipstick, the pencils, and stripe them. And then you can tell her about some of the other things, but then you say every time you stripe, you gotta. I only have about 4 things you have to memorize in my life. Number 1 is when you stripe her, you say, do you like it? Do you love it? Do you gotta have it? And get that in your vocabulary. And she'll go, oh, I don't know. Next one, do you like it? Do you love it? Do you gotta have it? And go that all the way up the arm. You cannot stripe 4 glosses, 5 lipsticks, and these pencils without her liking 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
3 is a $60 order. Then you show her, then you say, oh, but you know what else I've got? I've got a magical eye makeup remover. You take the cotton pad, you put the eye makeup remover on her, I use the travel, you wipe it all off with a swoop, and she says, ooh, put that one in there too. Now you're up to $76. And every time you stripe, that's an ATM machine. I don't know why people are not doing 5 a day. It's crazy. It's an ATM machine, but don't take that money in your house. If you have the time, get a profile filled out because that's future discussion. It gives you something to talk to her about when you call her for the next call. And then, and then, okay, and when she tells you she loves those, she's got to have them, and you're going to place an order, you say to her, how do you want to pay for that today? Do you want to pay full price, half off, or free? Do you want to pay full price, half off, or free? And she says, oh, brother. You know, and she knows you. She's heard you say this 100 times. And you say, remember, free. And then she says, oh, free is hostess credit. And by the way, carry in your tote 3 compacts. The baby compact, which only costs you $5. The baby compact costs you $5 wholesale. The mid compact costs you $9. How much in an 18?
10.
How much is it?
20.
Oh, it's 20 now. Costs you $10. And this one, the party one, this costs us $12.50. So 25?
28.
20. So it costs us $14.
Yep.
Okay, remember that. 5, 10, and 14 is your cost. So what you say is, when you say free, say, and guess what? Let me show you what the November gift is. Take out the little one and say, this is if you have 2 to 3 girlfriends over. And then you take the mid-size one, you say, this is if you have 6 to 8 over. But if you can get 10 to 15 over, this is your gift. This is the big kahuna. And I love big parties. I taught Kayla, Kayla is really pretty shy. She's kind of an introvert, not like her Nana. And she was so nervous when she started. And I said, the bigger the party, the better for you, because they're so involved in themselves, they don't even look at you. And she learned that that's true. And she loves big parties because all you do is talk and pass. And then when it's all done, they say, what are you ordering? What are you getting? What are you getting? It's $1,000. And gang, I tell you what, big parties are where it's at anyway. And this is what she gets if she decides to have a big party. And she gets this presented to her at her party. Are you ready? Are you with me on all that?
Yeah.
So always carry in your tote the small one, the mid-sized one, and the big one. And it's just so much fun to talk about that. Okay, moving on. I know. And if she can't gather people together, half off is if she takes a book to work and gets 10 items sold, then she can have a one-time half off shopping spree. And if that's too much for her, then you say to her, oh, actually my favorite way to buy it is full price. It's her choice. It's her choice, right? You didn't decide that for her. It's her choice. Okay, second thing, product previews. With the new wrinkle eliminator, and half of your customers have not seen the boosters. I know they haven't. And the clinical solution, and all the new colors. Product previews is when you ask 5 or 6 of your best customers to come over for cookies, or sometimes people have a little wine, and they all sit around and have like a girls' night. And then you put everything on a coffee table or have some kind of a place to place them all. And then one by one, you talk about it and pass them and let them try it on their hand. And then you say, do you like it? Well, in Kayla's unit, she's got something called Jenny Green. And Jenny Green so graciously every season puts a sheet of paper out, and it lists everything that's new for the season. And she's actually got 3 columns: like it, love it, gotta have it. And so as you pass the products around, the person actually takes her pen and checks off, does she like it? Does she love it? She's got to have it. Now, let me tell you, those papers are worth a weight in fortune, because they almost always check off at least 6 or 7, I got to have it. Now, they may not take it that day, but you better hold them back, because in a week, when things start to sell out, you got to call her and say, I got 3 left. And they'll buy it. I'm telling you, scarcity will always purchase. Do you know when they have a hurricane? I said to Cleta lived through the hurricane, and I said to her, I bet your Walmart. What happened to your Walmart 2 days before? Scarcity, they're so worried. And the more that everybody buys up, how much toilet paper could you have in the house? And I mean, all the toilet paper's gone. Oh, okay, gotta have toilet paper because the hurricane's coming. Anyway, so, and you pass it for everybody to see it. But I want to say something about the new pencils coming out. On November the 10th, if you were smart enough to do your PCP is so important, gang. You know, people are, in Mary Kay, we do not steal one another's customers. But you know what? If that customer isn't worth 90 cents, she's kind of open game. Because, gang, honestly, you've got to give your customers 90 cents worth. With postage at 73 cents or whatever, that is the deal of the century. You have a lookbook with a sample and postage and get it out to your customers. That's crazy. And then it gives you the privilege to get the new products on November 10th. And here's what I want to say about the new pencils. If you order 1 just to show, gang, come on, get with it. Get yourself 24. That green pencil, that bronze pencil, and that lavender pencil, and those, I want you to know that if you get 24, you will see a profit of over $1,090. I'm going to say, this is in my notes, but Rena Tarbett, I would go to seminar and they would introduce the new products for the fall. And Rena Tarbett, they would come in, you could buy it for, you could buy $180. It was everything in the box, right, Jude? And she would say, okay, I challenge you right now, order 10 right now while you're sitting here, order 10. And then, and we used to have to fill out the order form, and then we drop it in a box at seminar. And you order 10. Do we put staple our checks to it? How do we pay for that? There was no charge cards back then. But she insisted we order 10. I ordered 10.
I think you wrote money or checks. I think you did.
And this is what Rena said. When the 10 boxes come, give it to 10 women that want a half off shopping spree for holiday. Give them the box. They sell whatever they can sell. Whatever is not sold when it comes back to you, that's what you have your open house with.
Brilliant.
Right, Judy? We were all stars. Every single person who went to seminar was a star because we were 10 of them. It was 1,800. It was a star order.
And we held each other accountable because we didn't. She told us to order 10, And then your friend goes, well, how many are you ordering?
Oh yeah, and then you say, well, how many are you ordering? Well, I'll tell you what, we all ordered 10. I had 10 boxes. I gave it to 10 women, and whatever they sold out of it, then that was we did hosted credit with each one, and then whatever I got back, that's what I was left with for my open house. Okay, do not let those pencils go without. Do not order under 2 dozen. Do not be foolish. That's the foolish woman in the Bible. Don't order just don't order. Get 2 dozen. And I want you to know that even if you have pencils, those pencils are going to be beautiful in January, February, March, April, and you need something dazzling. It's called tantalizing. We're going to talk about tantalizing in just one moment. I know my time's almost done now, but I want you to know you need tantalizing things in your basket, and those 3 pencils are so stunning. And if you still have some sparkle lipsticks, I hope some of you got 36 of the sparkle lipsticks. Those 36, anything you got left over, put that in the bag, because those are tantalizing. Okay, product preview parties. Oh, those are so fabulous.
Sherril, by the way, there is samples over there for them to try, and I did order the lookbooks come in and the new lookbooks.
Oh, Jackie has a lookbook available for you to take today. She has the pen. Is that for everybody to try?
Yeah, the samples to try.
At lunch, you get to come up here and sample.
And don't be a pig piggy on the lookbook.
Yeah, one lookbook. Don't be a piggy. That's right. There's enough for everybody. Okay. Okay. I already told you about the compacts. That's an. Oh, and you all got a closing sheet. Did they all get a closing sheet? Okay. Look at the closing sheet. That closing sheet is so smart because what it says is it's based on the sets the woman chooses. I really love that closing sheet.
What closing sheet?
Yeah, let me hold it up. Did y'all get this?
It's in your folder.
It's in your folder.
There's backside.
If you did not get one, raise your hand.
I got it. Look at the backside of this.
Look, it looks like this.
Turn it backwards.
You really didn't get it?
You got it.
Well, it's a complete sheet. Do you all know that? You put this in a page protector. This is your closing sheet. It talks about Princess, Queen, and Cadillac sets. It shows you how much you can get by buying so much. This is how Waverly Wismer is getting $1,300 parties, sitting around in the living room passing the product. Because women are choosing their sets and look at what they're purchasing. And you're looking for a customer, $200, $300, and $400. If you have 15 girls, let me tell you, that's how you get a $1,300 class. And then when you turn it to the other side, that's when the opportunity is presented. Are you buying the product? Are you buying the opportunity? Right? Okay, enough said about that. And I'm moving on. And rebook hostesses. Okay, I want you to hear this. When I was a brand new beauty consultant, I went to try to recruit a Queensway person. Her name was Dolly Frank. She lived in Bad Axe. And I went to lunch with her. And I was going there to think I was going to get Dolly Frank because everybody loved Dolly Frank. She was fabulous Queensway. And I was invited to a couple things. So I thought I was going to recruit her. She came to lunch thinking she's going to recruit me. But you know what I got out of that lunch? We started talking about bookings, and Dolly Frank told me that she carries usually 90 bookings a year. I said, how do you have 90 bookings a year? Because Mary Kay, back when I was a brand new beauty consultant, you were always shooting for 100 bookings a year. Remember? It was a 100 booking club. And we got a suede briefcase. Do you remember that, Jude? And it popped open. And Natalie Roos, one of her dearest friends, Susie, my friend, Vogel, she was a 100 show achiever and got that briefcase. And so, that's a memory, it just popped in my head. But anyway, so Dolly, I said, how did you get that? She says, the women that have a spring showing, I tell them, well, let's book your fall showing. And so every party she ever had, she booked them for 2 or 3 showings. Well, we get product every other month. So if you're having a class today and you have 15 girlfriends over and you got all this hostess credit, well, let's book you for April and invite the same women. And we're showing all the stuff that's come between now and April. You know, book, if you have a great hostess, book her 3 or 4 times for 3 or 4 seasons. And then start to multiply it. Start to think what that adds up for you. And the more times the more the time that you spend with the same women, and they get to know you and you get to know them. And if you know how to get the edifying going within the group, that's not my part today. But I want you to know that you will develop a relationship, and you will see who your 10 should be in your DIQ 8, but 10 should be on your DIQ team, and who should be part of your 30. Right? Okay. New consultant training. Oh, I want to say about new consultant training. I helped Kayla with new consultant training the other night on Zoom, and I'm just going to read this. Product. Have show and sell bags, 1 to 2 of all the new and the faves, and then you talk about, do you want to be active or do you want to get stuff free? You know, that $225 to get active is just to get active, and you don't really get much for it, but $600 you get free. It's like almost showing the small compact, the mid compact, and the big compact. And $2,000 gives you a store. And I don't think we talk about the Mary Kay charge card enough. Mary Kay's charge card comes with 1 year of interest free.
6 months.
Oh, it's 6 months now with interest free? But you know what? There are cards out there that have a 1 year interest free. Be smart. Get smart with your business. Offer a Mary Kay charge card for 6 months free, or offer the card that you get for 1 year free. And you tell her the reason you want to invest in your business, $2,000, and get a star order going, and why you want that. You got to have abundance, you got to have product to show, and you're going to set up 2 accounts, and you're going to work it like a business. And if in 6 months this isn't for you, there's a 90% buyback guarantee on the business, and you will have paid nothing on that. You will have paid no interest on that charge card, and you'll pay it off because you tried it, and maybe it wasn't your cup of tea. Always let people have an exit door. When I signed my agreement in 1978 on 4th of July, I filled out my agreement, and on the top it said I will be quitting on December 1st. I bet they never got an agreement that had a quit date on it. The reason I said that is because December 1st would be my busy time in my flower business. And I said to Karen, there's no way I could possibly do Mary Kay in December. I was that naive that I put... And in those days, you had to put your picture with the agreement. And we heard the best class from Cleta yesterday about the minute you have a new team member, you send your director a picture of her. That's the most phenomenal, because that creates a connection. Mm-hmm. If you don't ever see your face, she'll just become a blank. You have to see your face. Okay. And you have to have business cards. Okay, please, you got to have business cards. Diane Covington, who is Janice Trude's sister in California, taught me the best lesson about business cards. Do you know you can have you can have 10 business cards of different ones. You know, you can have a business card that says that you're a personal shopper. I want to talk to you about personal shopping. This is who you cater to. Seniors. Do you know there's a whole class of senior women that don't drive anymore, but they have 6 and 12, 24 grandchildren. And they would love to know that there's things that they could have for their granddaughters that would make them look like they're in the know, and that they're wrapped and they're ready for Christmas. Do you know that there is an entire army of divorced men out there that need a personal shopper to shop for their children's grandmother, their children's teachers, and the people that mow his lawn, and the people that clean his house? You have HR people that are ahead of, Devin was telling me last night that there's 7 people in HR here because they have to have 50 lifeguards for that new water park that's coming in. I said, oh my gosh, I have 14 employees. I said, I can't imagine trying to get 50 lifeguards all put in the time slots. Oh my gosh. But HR people, if they're good HR people, want to reward their people, and they need gifts, and they get bored with the same old stuff. You need to know some HR people. Husbands of your customers. Shopping service. Those guys don't know what to get you. That's how you end up with a butcher knife and an angel food cake pan. That was my first year, and that was my first Christmas. Lee gave me a butcher knife and an angel food cake pan. And I said, why? He says, because you needed it. Our kitchen needed it. Husbands think they should buy what you need. women want to buy what they want. There's a difference between a man thinking need and a woman thinking want. And so that's why those elf sheets are so important. And you need, those elf sheets are floating around out there. Have them fill it out, what it is that they want. And Bonnie Stevenson, I know I'm gonna, but you come here and tell them about the elf sheet with the mink coat. Tell them, come here. Mink coat, your customer that got a mink coat. Listen to this, because we always said on our elf sheets here in Michigan, we always say it has to be at least 4 Mary Kay items, and then 2 can be non-Mary Kay. Because I want them to get what they want. Okay, tell the story.
Okay, well, I had to think what story you were talking about. We
God,
got so
it's
many
it's
stories.
the best story.
Anyway, a neighbor down the street who was a customer, she was a good customer, and I called all the husbands at Christmas time, and they had an elf sheet or a wish list or whatever you want to call it. And when she filled out hers, she said, what I'd really like is a mink coat. So
You said put it down.
I put it down. She put it down. And when I called her husband, I told him, you know, I've got a list of all the things that your wife wants for Mary Kay, and he knew who I was. But one of them isn't Mary Kay product. He says, what is it? He says, I'll take everything on her list.
Mm-hmm.
And under the tree was the mink coat. And she came down on Christmas morning to give me a hug.
Wow.
So, with all the Mary Kay items too, he bought everything on her list. So,
And you know what? It's because he didn't know she wanted a mink coat.
yeah, no, he had no clue. So, anyway.
I love that story. I've treasured that story. Was that 30 years ago, Bonnie? It's a 30-year-old story, right? Oh, we've treasured 40-year-old. We've treasured that story. So I want you to know that those elf sheets are really productive. Okay, but you're so good at the computer or Canva or whatever it is. Make your own business card with your face on it, that you have our shopping service, and that you specialize. That's what I'm trying to get a hold of. Specialize in men who are single. Don't call them divorced men. Don't call them divorced men. It's kind of a racist label, maybe. And then the other one, I specialize in senior shopping. Listen to this. Have one that says I specialize in husbands looking good for Christmas. I specialize in the 12 days of Christmas. I specialize in shopping for busy moms. I can't, on Facebook about personal shoppers. They're following personal shoppers in New York for women that are busy. Put a card out. I'm a personal shopper for busy executive women. I'm a personal shopper for whatever. I want you to know that you can put that on a business card, and when you see people say, hey, your lucky day, you're meeting me. I'm a personal shopper. I've learned to say that. Oh, that's another recruiting thing, is that when I meet a really sharp woman and I have a full conversation with her, I said, do you know, it's your lucky day that you met me. Because I always think I have this out-of-the-box, outrageous opportunity, and I believe that that woman needs it. And it was her lucky day. She met me. I feel that. That's from what we talked about this morning. Vendor shows, business cards promoting your services, and the other one on here is, do we still have the Mary Kay boxes? Can you still get them? No, mailing boxes. The little boxes that you can fold up and say, gang, those boxes are stunning. Use them. Oh, they're so pretty to send product in. You really look like you're something when you send product out in that. Okay, now my last idea is striping for charity. I love striping for, if you're insecure and it's really hard for you to get your mouth going, tell them you're striping for charity. Everybody has a favorite charity. FFA right now is selling fruits and nuts, and this one girl was selling at church coffee cake braids. I bought $60 worth of coffee cake braids. What the heck am I going to do with those? But I bought it because I like that girl and I was supporting her. Everybody wants to support a charity. You have somebody in your community that's got has some kind of a disease and they want to help the family. Whatever charity you want, you tell people that you're striping for charity. Well, what is that? You get your toad out and you say, if you allow me to stripe your arm, I give $1 to my charity. If you purchase, I'm going to give $2. My goal is to collect $100.
That's really cool.
People will help you, and you're speaking outside of your comfort zone by having a charity. Okay, so what would I do right now with holiday? Listen, do you know we have 5 red lipsticks? We have 3 to 4 lipsticks that look Christmassy. We have all the new pencils coming. We have the lip pencils. Put them on a woman's arm. Say, I'm doing this for Christmas. Tell me, do you like it? Do you love it? But how would you rate the reds? Which one is the prettiest? Which is the second prettiest? And which is the one you don't like? I mean, play a game with them to actually get their opinion. And because they gave you your opinion, you're going to give it. And I'll say, I want you to know I'm giving $1 to this charity. Now, and if you're a little bit more active beauty consultant, I would give $2 to the charity for her striping. And if she purchases $2, and I say, okay, now is there anything that I can order for you? And she'll tell you, and you say, thank you. I'm donating $2 to the charity. And if you shoot for 50 opinions, you're going to be able to give $100 to $200 to that charity. And you know what's going to end up with you? The average order is going to be $60. And if you do 50 women, you're going to end up with $3,000 in retail.
Nice.
It'll be a star, just with striping for charity. And then the last thing I have in here is I just want you to write this down. Write this down on your paper. 20 green 20 green eyeliners, 20 bronze eyeliners, 20 violet eyeliners, 10 lips of the tangerine, 10 lips of the violet, 20 lip glosses, and 20 lipsticks. Jackie's getting up.
Oh, stretching.
That adds up when you sell those. Okay, it's 20 of each of the new eyeliners, 10 of the new lip liners, 20 lipsticks, and 20 glosses. By striping and selling that much, your profit is $1,090. I want you to hear that. Okay, now I want to talk about the display over here. And we talked about this, and somebody just said, I'd never thought about that before. I want you to know that I would never make up 20 of what's on my table. I see consultants out there making 20 of the martini glasses, and they make 20 of the snowmen, and they make 20 of the mugs. No, I don't know. Wait a minute, I gotta tell you this. When you set up a display table in your home for holiday, you're only doing this to tantalize the customer. I want you to think about going into Ulta. You go into Ulta beauty store and you see a display and you go, oh, is that beautiful? But when you go home, you only go home with the product. They don't give you the display. I don't understand why everybody does this. So when you look at my display here, Kayla and I did this at 1:30 Thursday night, didn't we, Kayla? She kept saying, Nana, it's midnight. I said, we gotta do 3 more. Okay, so we're gonna have an open house, and she's gonna do it at my house because I'm gonna be more decorated for Christmas than her house. She's across the street. And we're gonna keep it open for a week, and we're gonna have different displays. We're gonna set up tables, and there's gonna be a red and green display table. There's going to be a rose gold display. There'll be a silver one, and there'll be a black and white one. That'll be the men's. Different color codes. And all this came from 3 sources. Dollar Tree for $1.25, Amazon, and Court of Achievers. Okay, now let me explain. We have a tree, and I mean, almost all of us have a pink tree, don't we? Mm-hmm. You know, or we bought it somewhere, got it on sale, got it at a thrift store. You know, you go to the thrift store, they got a lot of trees there. And so you set up a tree, and this is the rose gold one, and this $1.25, these pink boxes came from Dollar Tree. And the little beanies on top of came from Court of Achievers. Oh, let me tell you what Court of Achievers got. They have beanies, Santa hats, and elf hats that all fit the top of our product. And when you put it in the box, that is a display. And it tantalizes the eye. And then a lot of the products here you're going to see were maybe from last year. Do you know, you need to have an open house, so your limited edition that's still on your shelf should be displayed beautifully. And so this is all this, and then if you really feel that you, Court of Achievers even makes sheets. Oh, and by the way, the bags came from Amazon. Okay, let me tell you where. Okay, the bags came from Amazon, and you can buy them bulk, and they're like 17 cents a piece. Cheap, really good, great price. Number 2, the ribbon came from Amazon because I'm a former florist. If you buy your ribbon at dollar store, you're getting 12 feet. If you go on Amazon, you can get 100 yards for, it may look like a little bit more money, but really, this ribbon, you have enough ribbon to get you through Christmas, Valentine's Day, and Easter. Buy ribbon in big bulk. And then the other thing that came from Amazon is the fill. I go to and get a pound of fill and get your color coordinated. You know, get some rose gold, get some silver, get some gold, get some red, and you will have that from now through the summer. And all gifts need fill to make it look attractive. And all the little doodads, this did come from Amazon, the bulb that you can put all the lip glosses and stuff in, that's an Amazon. But these are $1.25 from Dollar Tree. And the little things, the fill was from Dollar Tree. And this is when we had the hand cream and mini, two mini hand creams. And doesn't it look cute with little, but see, this is a display. I would not, so here's what you do. You set up a display like this, but sitting behind it, if Kayla's got 6 more of these at the office, she's gonna put all 6 behind this display. And so if I have, this box has the purple satin hands, the new lilac one. Behind the box is 6 lilac purple hand creams. Not decorated, they're just sitting behind it. So that when you give your customer a basket to shop, now the tables that will be at the house will be spread out, and behind will be the extra product that Kayla has on her shelf. She's been in National Quarter Sales 3 times. She's got product at the office. So she's gonna put product behind all these, and then when the customer comes, you give her a basket or a bag, and she goes and she shops. She's not gonna get this, she's gonna get the product behind. Now if she says, how do I get it wrapped? We offer a wrapping service for $5. And I'll wrap it for $5. And in the pantry, we have all the, and you gotta go to Dollar Store and get it while you have, like these boxes, there's 5 for $1.25. But you gotta buy them, you stick them, I would not let the customer see those, but in the pantry will be all the doodads, and maybe we'll even have some, like this one. Oh, this is so pretty. This is the Bolera. If you have the Bolera lotions in here, Dollar Tree, Amazon bag, and the ribbon. And buy satin ribbon. It's so much richer than anything else. That's beautiful ribbon, and it doesn't really cost that much more. It's beautiful. And so, but this bag with that ribbon, we'll probably make up 3 or 4, because I imagine women will want that. What, Kayla? What? What? Oh, time. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'll show. Okay, I just want you to know.
The chef's pacing back there.
And have a container for a drawing. You have to have a drawing. Oh, I see. And what you give away for everybody that comes, we have a hand cream and travel size, call them travel size. These are travel size extra moist night cream and travel size hand creams. And that's what they get for being in the drawing, for purchasing. And so, closing. I gotta close. I know. Amazon Dollar Court of Achievers has got great stuff. Okay, so I'm going to end with the lesson of the talents. Jesus told this parable that there were 3 men to one, and a master, a very rich master, gave his servants these talents, and these talents were tablets of gold. To the first one he gave 1, to the second one he gave 2, and to the third one he gave 5. He went away. When he came back, he wanted to see the harvest of what these men did with these talents. The first one with 5 said, Master, I doubled it. He said, good and faithful servant, you are now a leader. He put him in charge of some of his vast, whatever it was. The second one, he said, how did that work? And that guy said, I doubled it. So he had 2, and now he had 4. And the master said, very well, good and faithful servant. You earned a leadership position. And the last servant who got 1, he said, how did you do? He said, Master, I was so nervous. I was so nervous, and I wanted to protect it, so he buried it in the ground. He said, here it is. And the master said, I gave you that talent, and what you did with it is you buried it in the ground. To you, I am throwing you in the dungeon where they are gnashing of teeth. And when you read that, what Jesus was saying, I give you so much. Your life is so precious. You have such an opportunity. And if you do nothing with it, it's as good as being thrown in a dungeon. Double your talent and give your family a fabulous Christmas. And at the end of Christmas, look at your accounts and make sure you have a business account and you have a savings account and you have a cash stash. With that, I say thank you. And I know I go on, and I know Jackie wants to kill me.
And I got to see your outfit against this necklace. She's gonna look hot.
Jackie,
It's gonna be good.